Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to day 2 of the Stoke-on-Trent and Staffordshire LEP Vision20 conference. It was good to see those highlights of yesterday and to see some of the themes that were coming out from yesterday, that sense of dare to dream, that be bold statement, that statement around thriving, not just surviving in the midst of what are difficult times. Just a couple of things to say at the beginning of today. The poll that we started running yesterday is still open, so please do make your way to that on the app and answer the questions that are on the poll. That'd be really, really helpful. And also, as yesterday, we want to hear from you. We want this to be a day of interaction and engagement, so please do send in your questions. We tried to make sure that every question that was sent to us yesterday was asked of the various guests that we had with us here in the studio. So do that again. You can do that via the hashtag SSLEP Vision20, or via the app as well. Make sure those questions come into us. I'm again joined in the studio by Alan. Alan, you're spending the day with us here, my right hand, which is really, really helpful.
Yeah, good afternoon, Ash. Nice to see you again.
Are you okay?
Yeah, good.
You've gone for bright shoes today, I notice.
I got told off from yesterday's shoes being too corporate, so I've had to go for something a bit brighter.
Well, they are corporate, are they?
I don't know.
They stand out.
They do stand out, and so you should.
We're not going to lose you if it goes dark, I don't think. So
You'll not lose me feet.
We'll not lose your feet, that's great. Alan, just bring it up to speed on today. What are your hopes and expectations for today? Who have we got in the studio with us? What do you hope to achieve?
Yeah, so really, really good second day today. Really excited about it. I think I'm really pleased with what the team have pulled together. Really exciting programme. So yesterday was really good. Today will be just as good, if not better. Lots and lots of presenters and speakers today. Lots of, so we've got Carol, who's joined us first of all from Synectics and from Port Vale. Got James, who's going to talk to us about the honour system and getting Queen's Awards and how we can puff our chests out and get the recognition we deserve, which I'm really excited about. And then also I'll be speaking to the Chief Exec of the Commonwealth Games, Commonwealth 2022. So really excited to speak to Ian. That's going to be a really fantastic project. It'll be really good for this area. There's lots of benefits for all of us. And then we're going to end the day with some practical guidance from our friends at the Growth Hub, the Skills Hub, and the Chamber as well. So lots of actionable stuff at the end as well.
That's amazing. We've certainly got a full-packed agenda through the day. I was looking at all the things we're trying to fit in to 2.5 hours. That's an incredible 2.5-hour journey. But you, Alan, on a very personal level, let's just have a conversation about you and your business. Just think about COVID and resilience. Just a couple of, what are the things you've had to do within your own kind of business setting to kind of make sure that you're resilient and you're facing the challenges of today? Are there any practical things you've had to put in place that maybe tips that we can learn from?
Yeah, I mean, as a business, Man Rich's business is a digital business, so everybody works in software and technology. So we worked from home a lot pre the COVID crisis. For us, there's been a number of things to learn in terms of making sure we keep that spirit and that culture. Ritual's known for its culture and having a really fun atmosphere. And we've had to put a lot of effort in to keep that going while we're all scattered around, but we have. So, we've continued our newsletters and all the other things we do, team calls, phone calls, to really keep the atmosphere alive. This weekend, we're going to still run our Christmas party as usual. But it'll be a virtual Christmas party. We're still going to have multiple DJs playing different rooms. We'll have a techno room and all the other stuff we normally have, just like a normal ritual Christmas party.
Can we all sign up to come to your Christmas party?
You'd be welcome. Where everyone's getting Christmas dinners, all delivered to their houses. Everyone's getting party in a box. So it will be just as though we were together, apart from we're all doing it from home. So I think it's that real investment in culture and thinking about how the thing that we've had to learn about from COVID is everyone's had to learn to be more dynamic, adapt all of the time, and just think about how you can make it work. But I think, that ingenuity, that process of thinking also makes you more successful. It lets you think of other things as well. So as we had yesterday, dare to dream. COVID, allows you dare to think.
That's good. That's really, really helpful. And just on you on a personal note, kind of, the LEP, of course, has been around for a while, but you've only been chair of the LEP since January, I think.
That's right.
Yeah. Tell me, when folk approached you to become chair of the LEP, what was your initial thought process? Why did you say yes to that? Why are you so passionate about the LEP? Because I've heard you over these last few days, and you've just oozed passion and enthusiasm for the work of the LEP. I just want to know what you see that might help us to get as passionate about the LEP as you are.
Yeah, I think the LEP being a partnership is at that intersection of all of the big things that happen locally. So it's working with the local government, working with all the key institutions locally. And in terms of being in the LEP, it gives you that ability to, to take that view outside of those organisations and support those organisations to take the broader view and then represent the views of business and the economy in there as well. And I think that's something you can be really passionate about. The reach and the impact that we can have as the entire partnership is extensive. We can reach into the education system and people with skills. We're reaching into housing. We're reaching into careers and how business is going to thrive. So the impact you can have is incredible. And I think for me personally, I found that hugely motivating to work with a talented team that we do across the whole partnership, who share the same vision as I to make as big an impact as we can for the people who live and work here. And it's something it's not hard to get excited about that. It really isn't. So
I'm a small business. Is the LEP really for me, or is it just about big business or medium business? If I'm a small business, do the LEP really have support structures for me in my business?
Yeah, the LEP's for everybody, and I think it's right. You'll find big businesses thinking that we don't scale and think about the things that matter to them. As you say, the way we execute ourselves, sometimes small businesses think we're too big and too professional. The reality is that it's our job to make sure we can create the conditions for everybody to thrive, and we've got to make sure that we address the needs of the whole economy, be that big, little, or whatever. And the reality is that the little businesses, I hope, will grow up to become medium and large businesses. And it's our aspiration that we see those people continue to grow their businesses. And you may be small today, but I'm hoping you'll be huge tomorrow.
That's amazing. Anything else you want to say to the audience as they gather at the beginning of this day before we move into conversation with Carol?
So I think, the reflections from yesterday were really good. I think, the fact that we talked about, having a brand, getting behind it, they're really important. I think, I found lots of the presentations inspirational yesterday. Jenny was excellent. I think it's to keep that same positivity, and hopefully we'll be able to deliver a huge slice of positivity today. And I know when you'll be speaking to Carol, there'll be lots of challenges that, people like her and I will face in our business life, but it's the way that you take every problem, look at it positively, and look for the opportunity. And I think, again, in the middle of COVID, there's lots of bad news. You don't have to look very hard to find it. But there's actually tons and tons of good news, and there's tons and tons of positivity, and there's tons and tons of opportunity. And I'm hoping through today you'll see that. We've got some fantastic speakers from Caroline and Nigel and Chris who are coming up later, who will all be injecting huge amounts of positivity and evangelising, just find the opportunity.
I guess the thing that inspired me most yesterday, if I'm honest, was that the conversation around the Staffordshire Place brand and that sense of actually we've got a story to tell. We have this location, this region has a unique story to tell, and we need to tell it really well. We're very good at kind of talking ourselves down as an area. Many, many ways we've done that for a long time, and we've got so much positive stuff. There's so much around us, so much creativity, so much investment, so much willingness to dare to dream and push and thrive. And to tell that story really well is exciting. I was really encouraged to hear us begin to tell that story well.
And I think that's the thing that came out from doing the work around the Place brand is that we haven't gone and invented anything new to talk about. We haven't gone and created some new fantastic thing to talk about. All we've done is think about the things we already have, think about things that have always been the way they are, and actually they're really, really cool. This whole area, the whole of Stoke-on-Trent and Staffordshire, is a really, really cool place. It's a really good place to live, learn, work and build a business. And you just have to tell the story. But it was always there all along, and it's been a really nice exercise to go through, blowing the cobwebs off, polishing it up and saying, it's always there.
That's amazing. And I know the conversation I'm about to have with Carol as someone who knows that creativity has been around in Staffordshire and Stoke-on-Trent for a long time. I'm going to go and move over to the other part of the studio, if that's okay, Alan. Great to have that conversation with you at the beginning of today. We're going to end today together. We'll wrap up the whole of this conference, but we hope we'll have answered all the questions, we'll have inspired, we'll have challenged, and I hope the businesses at the end of today just kind of have that sense of real optimism and hope to push forward. Yes, we still face difficult days ahead of us. We've had some great news this morning about vaccines, and that's really exciting to hear, but that's not going to happen overnight. There are still a few months ahead of us where we've got to work our way through and push through, and we want to thrive through that together.
Absolutely. Loads of challenges, but loads of opportunity to be optimistic.
Great. I'll catch up with you in a few minutes.
Brilliant.